Elisabeth, Liiv and Nathali Vaasma, you may enter.
Hello. Hi.
Good afternoon, my name is Piibe. This is the Cambridge English Advanced Speaking part. And your names are?
Hello, my name is Nathali.
My name is Elisabeth.
Nice to meet you both. First of all, I would like to ask you a few questions to get to know you better. Thank you, this is the end of part 1. In part 2, I'm going to give you 3 pictures. You have to choose 2 pictures and talk about the pictures on your own for 1 minute. Nathali, it is your turn first. Choose 2 pictures and compare them. Why do you think that the people might be making these visits and how important these visits might be for them?
In the first picture, there are 2 kids. One seems to be ill and the other is sitting next to the bed. It looks like a hospital. They're both pretty young, so it's sad to see how they have to be in the hospital at such an early age. I think it's very important for both of them to see each other, especially at this difficult time. Seeing each other definitely works well and makes them feel better. The second image I selected is at the bottom. It reminds me of a tour for tourists. They are all looking at something and pointing fingers at it. In the background there seems to be an old-fashioned fortress or wall that they have come to visit there. It definitely gives them great pleasure to discover something old and learn new facts. It can be very freeing for them to forget their own lives and hear about others.
This was not a good way to answer the examiner's questions. The description of the pictures was longer than the actual answers. The candidate also forgot to mention the similarities and differences of the 2 pictures.
I'm choosing the top left picture and the one at the bottom. The top left image is taken in a hospital. It looks like the boy is visiting his friend or brother who has somehow ended up in the hospital. This is probably one of the most important and melancholic visits because we don't have the information how serious his illness is. So it is possible that this is the last time he can visit the patient and every second counts. The bottom picture shows a group of people who are most likely on a vacation where they are having a tour. It is an opportunity to relax and forget all their worries. Contrary to the previous picture where it showed concern, then in this picture there is joy, peace, and their worries are left far behind in another country. It can be very important for the tourists to get out of their ordinary life and discover something exciting, but both visits are necessary, just in different ways.
This was a much better way to answer the questions. The candidate didn't describe the pictures for too long, used linking words and also compared the 2 pictures. Now Elisabeth, which of these visits might be most memorable to the people involved?
I think the most important visit for the people involved has to be the one where the boy is visiting his friend in a hospital, because it will show to the boy who got hurt that in times of trouble his friends are there for him, and to the boy visiting it will be memorable because of the huge relief he felt when he got the news that his friend is alive and well and is surely going to recover.
Here is another set of pictures. The pictures show people learning in different situations. Elisabeth, it is your turn to start. You have to compare 2 of the pictures, saying how the atmosphere is different in each of the situations and how the learners might benefit from different learning methods.
On the top left we can see a group of friends revising, probably for an exam. They might be in a library, in an office or at someone's house. I'm not sure if they're good friends or just acquaintances. Their studying atmosphere is very relaxed. It seems as if one of them will ask a question and then they will discuss the matter as a group. each giving different opinions on the matter given. The other picture I chose is the one at the top right, which shows a very controlled environment that is needed to conduct scientific experiments. There is less room for free thinking, but the men in the picture will gain an ability to measure everything properly and be very accurate in their work, which will come to their advantage in other life areas.
The candidate didn't answer the questions properly. They chose to talk about the pictures separately, not comparing them, forgetting linkers and also describing the pictures for too long. They also forgot to answer the second question about the first picture.
On the top left, we can see a group of people revising, probably for an exam. Their studying atmosphere is very relaxed. It seems as if one of them will ask a question and then they will discuss the matter as a group, each giving different opinions on the matter given. I think this kind of approach to learning will benefit them greatly because they can hear different ideas and solutions that maybe they wouldn't have come up with by themselves. Contrary to the picture I just described, the picture at the top right shows a very controlled environment that is needed to conduct scientific experiments. Although there is less room for free thinking, the men in the picture will gain an ability to measure everything properly and be very accurate in their work, which will come to their advantage in other life areas.
This was a great way to answer the questions. The candidate remembered to answer both of the questions, also compare the two pictures and use linkers. Thank you. Now, Nathali, which of these methods is the most beneficial in your opinion?
I think the most beneficial method is the one where they are all sitting in a circle in a library. Due to the small circle, each student receives more attention and there is more time so everyone can speak up. It increases students' confidence and a sense of security. They learn to express their thoughts.
Brilliant. This marks the end of part 2. For part 3, you have to talk together for 2 minutes. Here are different industries. You have to decide how they're affected by technology. First, you have 15 seconds to look at the task.
The effect technology has on the sport industry definitely can't be underestimated. For example, present solutions allow people to sit in the comfort of their own homes while still watching their favorite football team play. Also, technology greatly affects sports like racing, where modern solutions allow the cars to drive even faster, creating a more challenging environment for competition. I also think that the innovation of technology allows media outlets to cover unexpected events in a way that is more organized, making the whole process a lot faster. And nowadays, it's because of technology that we are made aware of the events that are happening all over the world.
I think that technology has been a huge help to the medical industry because doctors wouldn't be able to save all those lives if they didn't have the opportunities that technology has made possible. Also, the impact of technology on food industries is enormous. It is a very controversial topic because many foods contain GMO, which some favor and others do not. In addition, animals are suffering from our rapid development in technology. The way animals are treated nowadays is more terrible than ever before.
This was not a good example of an answer to part 3. The candidates didn't form a dialogue, they each had long monologues. They also didn't comment on each other's answers and use repetitive phrases like, I also think, too often.
The effect technology has on the sports industry definitely can't be underestimated. For example, present solutions allow people to sit in the comfort of their own homes while still watching their favorite football team play.
I completely agree with you. And while we are talking about the effect of technology in sports, I would like to bring out racing. For example, modern solutions allow the cars to drive even faster, creating a more challenging environment for competition. But it is known that people in sports consider what they eat very carefully, and that's why I think the effect of technology in the food industry should be more monitored.
That's a point well taken. I agree that the impact that technology has on the food industry is enormous. It's a very controversial topic because many foods contain GMO nowadays. Some even believe that that is the cause why people get so sick these days. And although technology advancements have helped hospitals to treat more patients, it's still a danger.
That is true. I think this is a topic the media should cover more thoroughly. I mean, they have no reason not to, as new solutions in technology have made it so much easier to cover events from all over the world, so that almost the whole world is brought to people through television.
Technology improving sure has helped media a lot, and I'd also say the music industry. With new recording devices, it's easier for artists to discover new sounds, and it makes the music scene a whole lot more diverse.
This was a much better way to answer the question to part 3. The candidates formed a discussion. They also commented on each other's sayings, and they connected the sentences with correct linkers. Great! For the second part of this task, you have 1 minute to decide which of these industries are affected by technology the most.
I tend to believe that the medical industry has transformed the most since technological development. Many countries wouldn't be able to help their citizens if it wasn't for technology. People wouldn't live that long. The whole world would be in a much worse state.
I agree with you because I think the health of the people is what matters the most in the long run. I also think that the second of these that is affected the most is the media industry, because technology allows people to be aware what's happening all over the world, and also it allows them to be aware of specific events that are happening in the moment.
I must disagree with you, because I think that technology affects the food industry more than the media industry, because GMO is such a huge topic, and it's part of our everyday life. It has to do with what we feed ourselves every day and how it affects us. It is so novel that we do not even know what the consequences might be.
Oh, I hadn't thought about it this way before, and I'd say I must agree with you, because the quality of our food matters more in the long run than what media can do for us.
For part 4, you have some follow-up questions about the topic discussed in part 3. Elisabeth, what are the benefits of using technology in these industries and in our society overall? Thank you. This is the end of your speaking part.
Thank you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Goodbye.